And now in local news, Illinois Wesleyan Poetry Group Tributaries is holding a conference called Tongue and Ink on February 23rd and 24th. Let's go to Ray Ryan for more.
I'm here with Professor Mike Theune and Amanda Recupido to talk about the Tongue and Ink conference coming up on February 23rd and 24th. First of all, can you tell me a little bit of the history of the conference and the details about this upcoming conference?
Tongue and Ink started 2 years ago. It began under the direction of two students who were the editors of Tributaries at the time, Kathy Gilbert and Megan Thoma. And then it was really kind of under Megan's direction, and it was very much her idea that the conference would include readings by the kind of main speakers, the main presenters, but that it would also really be a day devoted to student writing as well. And then the conference was kind of grounded at either end by one of the main presenters' readings. And that first year, 2 years ago, kind of gave us the main template that we really haven't broken from very much, except to do a little more emphasis on the Friday night on slam poetry. So we've got a good friend here at Wesleyan in the slam community, Robbie Q. Telfer, and so he'll be kind of our slam master. And then I think he's bringing in a special guest this year as well. We're still waiting to see who exactly that might be. Do we know? Oh my gosh, fantastic! Buddy Wayfield's fantastic. So it's just for the past 2 years we've had this kind of delicious day and a half devoted to creative writing, poetry, fiction, and this year will be another one of those great events.
What can we expect from this weekend?
And Amanda even knows more about that.
The conference takes place February 23rd and 24th. Our registration date ends next Friday, the 16th, but you can still register up to the conference. This date is just so you can submit a piece for publication. We do put out a student publication with the conference. You can submit a piece of poetry or prose or any type of creative writing. That's pretty much a guaranteed in, so anyone who's attending the conference can get a little memorabilia of that conference publication. And also, in the past, our keynote speakers have done a workshop from those pieces or different pieces that students submit, so that's also the deadline for that if they want to get a piece workshop. We also have the keynote reading. I believe Davis is Friday night and Saturday afternoon. Also Friday night after the keynote reading is the slam, as you mentioned, and Rob will be hosting and Buddy Wayfield will be kind of giving a slam performance. Also, then afterwards, any student can participate in the slam just like our monthly students there. This is Buddy's second year doing that stuff. We really like it, so good to have him back. And then Saturday's more of a workshop day where we have visiting professors and authors from the schools. We also have a publisher from Chicago and even some Wesleyan grads who are now in the MFA program.
Can you tell us a little more about the keynote speakers?
I believe that our keynotes are interested that year. Our keynotes are Kent Johnson and David Schneiderman. They're both professors. Kent is from Highland
Community College. It's all picking the speakers is always, it's a combination always. One, people who you just want to have here. Ken Johnson is doing some difficult, strange work. It's important for people to be aware of it. And Davis as well is doing something very new, very exciting. It's worthwhile to see both of these guys to see what they're up to. And we always try to get a poet and a fiction writer to keep some variation of genre. But yeah, you need to know certain things about Ken Johnson, and that's that he has done many things. He's written his most recent book is this kind of terrifying big book called Lyric Poetry After Auschwitz, and it's really this huge kind of this confrontation between poetry and the conflict in Iraq, and it's just this meditation on what poetry can and can't do in the face of kind of global trauma and conflict. Ken, though, might be most famous for his engagement with a somewhat recent poetic hoax called the Iraqi Yasusada hoax, where somebody invented a poet, a Japanese poet named Iraqi Yasusada, who who was a survivor of the Hiroshima bombings, this person, under the name of Araki Yasada, submitted these kind of brilliant, burning, stunning poems to literary journals and got them accepted in some of the best places for contemporary poetry. But it was discovered in fairly short order that it seemed as though these poems actually weren't written by this Japanese poet Araki Yasada, were in fact written by somebody else. And one of the people who has speculated that this poet actually is Ken Johnson.
Can you talk a little more about the theme of the weekend?
The theme is just about really the art of the hope, and Dr. Theune asked for ideas for keynote speakers and gave me a list, and Ken Johnson was a name that's come up before when we're trying to get speakers and authors to visit campus. There was a lot of interest, so we went with that, and then David was the next reply, so we figured it would be a nice theme.
The hoax is a tricky thing. Some people have found it ethically disturbing. Some people have found it just legally disturbing. Some people have, but it's a significant act of 20th and 21st century literature, and so we will have the producer, or perhaps even the perpetrator of that hoax, maybe here with us. So Ken does some more theoretical stuff, but then he writes his own very relevant poetry.
The theme kind of is the art of the hoax, and Ken has been involved in that. And David also has created his own persona. It's a French name that I cannot pronounce.
Henri de Mescan.
There we go. So that's kind of what we're focusing on.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Sure. Well, coming up on Monday, we're having a book club, an informal book club, where we just compile some of the readings. It's less than 10 pages of both the authors and the sample of their work. We're going to talk about them, the themes that they bring to the table, and also maybe some of the controversy they also bring to the table, so we can be prepared for their visit and what to expect.
And if you're interested, you can pick up those packets in the main office in English House anytime between now and that reading group, which is Monday.
4 o'clock in the underground.
Okay. Thank you for having this interview.
Thank you.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Ray. And now a word from companies we wish for our sponsors.